take control of your mind and your thoughts and focus on your breathing. Feel the power of you, the real you, controlling your breathing. The real you is always present right now. You are more powerful than you can ever begin to imagine, because you get to focus on the greatest gift ever. Now, your presence, where your attention is being drawn to now, no matter what's going on outside your mind. Good morning, guys. There are so many fears that we have to master and control in this life, but I want to talk about the first one today, the fear of poverty. This one is one Napoleon Hill talked about in Think and Grow Rich. And to me, the way we overcome this fear, and I feel blessed because throughout my life I've always felt like money is not I've never worried about it. We never had much of it. We had enough of it, and I'm very grateful to my family and friends for that. But I'm grateful that I've been able to master and control this one, and I want you to as well. And the way we do it is by changing the way we think and working on ourselves and the energy that we're emitting in this world, because that is the representation. The money is the physical representation of that. And once we swallow that bitter truth, we can then move towards it and mastering that fear of poverty. We are abundant. There's abundance everywhere, and we have to realize that every single day. Have a great day, everyone.
One of the unusual things that we do in the Kindle device business is we sell our hardware near break even. And so we make money when people use the device, not when they buy the device. And that is very aligning with customers. If I buy a device and I put it in my desk drawer and never use it, then Amazon doesn't deserve to make any money. Likewise, it causes us to have the right kinds of behaviors. So for example, if we're not making money when people buy the device, then we don't need people to be on the upgrade treadmill. We have people who are still using 5-year-old Kindle Ones, and we're perfectly happy about that. AWS is very similar because it's a pay-as-you-go service. We are not incented to get people to overbuy hardware, to operate at low utilization rates. Our point of view on this is if we can arrange things in such a way that our interests are aligned with our customers, then in the long term, that will work out really well for customers, and it'll work out really well for Amazon.
If you want to go faster, make it easier for your customers to say yes. The amount of friction that people create for the customers you have to get so much money up front or so much done before they say yes. You're limiting your own growth because you're making it difficult for customers to say yes. Instead, bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. Bet that you can get them results and do the investment at the beginning, especially if it's time up front, so that you can start getting some clients. Like, you could likely explode your business if you just did a little bit more free work for the right people. Free work for the right people. People say we'll never do free work. I don't think it's not a smart or fast way to be able to grow your business. Free work will help you grow your business. It has to be for the right ideal clients, and not everybody is going to take you up on it. Not everybody's going to hire you. Maybe somebody, but Evan, what if somebody takes my stuff and runs with it? Cool. Awesome. Next, you're moving on to the next person. If you have a great product or service and you help 10 people, you will get some people. Not all of them for sure, but you will get some people. So the amount of people who message me and say, hey, Evan, I'd love to help you work on your thumbnails, or I'd love to come up with a video idea, or I'd love to X, like insert X that they want to work on. I'm swamped. You know, the best way to get somebody's attention is to give it to them. If you're a great thumbnail designer, the best thing you can do is go and work on 10 thumbnails and give it to them, and then offer to split test it for them. Like, make it easy. Think about the perspective of most of the people who you're talking to. So if you're trying to pitch me on thumbnail designs, right? I've got a business, we've had some success, we've got, 37 people on the team, we're growing. Am I an ideal fit from a budget perspective? Maybe, right? I mean, I've got a growing business. It's not just a pure startup in my basement trying to figure things out, right? Am I a good fit from a values perspective? Maybe, if you've got similar values and you like the content. But here's what happens. If you say, hey, Evan, I'm a talented thumbnail designer. Here's my portfolio. Take a look. I'd love to work on something with you. What you've just done is created more work for me. You've created more work for me in that I need to read your email. I need to look through your portfolio. I need to see if there's a fit somewhere in my company. You've created more work for me. And that is not going to help you get the job that you want. Right? Do not create more work for your customers. Your job is to make their lives easier. Now, you might be saying, and you should be saying, but if we work together, I'll make your job easier, right? Like if Evan, if you hire me to do your thumbnails, your life will become easier because I'll make better thumbnails. Awesome. The problem is there's too much work up front to identify that. Because I've got a million things on my plate. I might be testing a lot of different thumbnail options as an example. And for me to screen you versus everybody else who might be pitching me the same thing, right? Your competitors are also messaging me. Your competitors are also messaging other people. For a potential client to screen people it's just too difficult. You're giving them work. Stop giving your customers work. After you get through the process and they've hired you, cool, now you're saving them time. But at the beginning, you're not saving them time, you're giving them more work. And this is a big thing that is slowing down the growth of your company. So let me share an example of how I've done it and how I've helped somebody else do it as well, that hopefully can help you in just bringing it home. So I look at Drew, who is a YouTube consultant who I've trained, who I helped him build and scale his business, this is a guy who was working at General Electric. During COVID, he got furloughed, was looking for the next opportunity, and he had a little YouTube consulting business, and I really liked him just as a human. It's like, I love this guy. I love this guy so much. I want to find a way to help him, but it wasn't starting a business from scratch. So what I told him was, you know what? Here's what's going to happen, Drew. When I do businesses with people, we eventually scale it so that they earn 75%. And I have 25% of the business. And I forget what the break points are. So it's like 50 up to the first 100,000. And then I scale my percentage back to 25% ongoing. So I said, this is how I usually run my deals. You already have a business. It's small, but we can grow it. I will work and mentor and coach you for free until we double your business. I want nothing. This is my pitch to him. I'm trying to help him. He probably would have been okay with anything, to be honest, because he likes the idea of opportunity and growth. But I wanted to bet on myself and create something that I felt was fair. So if I'm coming into his business and I'm taking 50% or 25% or whatever it is right out of the gate, it didn't feel fair, even though he probably would have said yes. So I said, I will work and mentor and coach you and introduce you to people, and until we double your business, I get 0. Once we've doubled your business, then I move to the lowest rate, which is 25%. And he said yes. I said, cool, awesome, great, like gut reaction, sleep on it, talk to your wife, we'll come back tomorrow and talk about it again. He said yes again the next day, and then we went to work. And it took, I don't know how long it took, a month, 2 months, 3 months. Like, it didn't take a long time to double his business, but he didn't know that going in, right? He didn't know that. So instead of just saying, I can help you do this, go help them do it. Just start doing it. Now with Drew, part of the outreach strategy, and this is what Jeremy used and Drew used, and any service-based business can use, when he's doing outreach, he's coming with values. Like, hey, I've got 3 ideas to help you grow your channel. I'll give them to you for free. I've got 3 ideas. This was an email strategy Jeremy used to go from being a minimum wage grocery store clerk to now upper mid 6 figures per year. It's what Drew used to go from being furloughed at GE to now having a mid 6 figure business for him as well. Is you email people, and he would find people who had a significant channel. They were making some mistakes, and he would offer value. Say, hey, I've got 3 ideas to grow your channel. I've got 3 big ideas that if you do this will explode your channel. Do you want to talk about it? And he would hop on a call, and he would tell them the ideas for free. These are ideas that have made millions of dollars for people for free. And some people take the ideas and run and never hire them. And some people take the ideas and never do anything with them. And then some people end up hiring them. And that's okay. And that's how you build a business. And the people who take the ideas and run with them, cool, let them do their thing. You're better than yourself, and you're better than them. And if they don't do anything with them, cool, they weren't ready. So it's not getting so caught up on, I gave free value to one person, they didn't hire me, this strategy doesn't work. No, you have to hit a bunch of people, because it could be timing. You just hit them at the wrong time, or it could be that they're just not the right fit for you. Value's different, it's cool. But you will get clients, and it's an incredibly fast way to be able to grow. There's too much friction for a lot of your business. Think about what has to happen right now for somebody to buy from you. What has to happen? And how much of your sales process is an actual sales process instead of a value process? People love buying, but they don't want to be sold to. So stop selling and reduce the amount of friction as much as possible out of the equation. Give stuff away for free. Show them what you can do. Bet on yourself. Are you good at what you do? Can you get results? Bet on yourself. The more you can reduce the friction, the more you can make it easier for customers to say yes. Guess what happens? Customers say yes. It's the fastest way to grow your business.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there.
Good morning, everybody. Today in our top 10 rules for success, Oprah Winfrey shares another rule for her that has worked so well for her. She had to kind of overcome this, and that is the idea of work on yourself. So everything that we will achieve, everything we will enjoy in life is going to be really a reflection of how hard we've worked on ourselves. Now, Oprah Winfrey shares with us today that there was a point in her life, and I felt this way too, and I still try to challenge my own thinking about this every day and overcome this, is she felt almost embarrassed, ashamed that she would work on herself. She felt like she had the thought like, I'm so full of myself, or, I'm selfish. This is a thing we have to overcome. And even the greats like Oprah Winfrey have had to overcome it. Now she says, yeah, I'm so full of myself. I'm so beautiful. I want to share myself with the world. So the more we work on ourselves, the more confident we become, the better we can share with everyone else. Have a great day, everyone.
A lot of athletes have this term around the A game and showing up and doing their absolute best, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, etc. And it got me thinking about, do you even know what your A game is? Do you know what your A game is like? What has to happen in order for you to be at your best, to play at your best? Is it a routine? Is it a diet? Is it a way of thinking? Is it planning? What is it that would cause you to play your A game? And so here's just a little maybe task for you to consider. Take 10 minutes and ask yourself this question. In order for me to play, to be at my best, here are the things that need to happen. And just make a list of what are the things that need to happen. I know for me, for example, I have routines. I have routines in the morning, I've got routines in the evening. And my routines give me the best opportunity to feel my best and to do the things that are gonna give me the greatest results that I want. And so I've discovered that most people never think of this. And so that's your task for today, is what has to happen in order for you to have a great day? And create a list for one great day. What has to happen in the morning, in the afternoon, and the evening. So think about thoughts, emotions, feelings, and behaviors. And also think about exercise, diet and nutrition. Think about meditation. Think about anything that could help you have an A-game day, and then go and do it.
Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because you are probably the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more, and you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, John Assaraf, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy. Rule number 2, create a plan.
Hey there, great day to you. I was just talking to a friend of mine in London while I was doing a little bit of a workout this morning here at the house. And it dawned on me to ask you this question, because I asked him this. I said, how's your health plan working? How is your income producing plan working? How is your managing your budget working plan? How is your spiritual awareness plan working? How is your business growth plan working? How is your career enhancement plan working? And he shared with me that he doesn't have a plan. And this is a dear friend I've known for a while. And so I asked him, I said, without a plan, what do you expect to happen? And obviously he got the point, but it also made me aware. One of the things that I just learned how to do that I think is a key factor in my success is, for whatever goal I want to achieve, I create a plan. It doesn't matter how simple it is. It doesn't have to be complex, but I create a plan. Here's what I'm going to do, or here's the goal, right? And the vision of the outcome of that goal and how it feels and looks and who I'm impacting and how it's going to make me feel. And then I just set a really simple plan to get it started. What am I going to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Put it into my calendar and just do it. It doesn't have to be that difficult, but in the absence of a plan, then there's too many variables that can get in the way. It's like, you know, being on a boat over here and you want to go, you know, somewhere, you know, like Hawaii, which is about 8 hours that way. You don't have a plan of where you're going to be in a day, in 2 days, in 3 hours. So ask yourself, what's your plan? Why not put together just a simple plan for inner sizing to strengthen your mindset, your emotional skills, your focus, your awareness? Put a plan together for the actions required to achieve your goals. And just start, but be consistent, right? Consistency is one of the keys to success.
Rule number 3, control your journey.
Over the last couple of weeks, as I've been in a lot of self-reflection mode, reviewing what worked in 2019, what didn't, and why. And as I looked at the person in the mirror who is responsible for what worked and what didn't, here's what I can share with you were a few of the key distinctions and lessons for me. Number 1 is details matter. The goals that I had in 2019, where I was really clear on the outcome and the specifics of how I was going to achieve it, and I built into my calendar the review process to see whether I'm on track or off track and to determine why. When I looked at the results that I achieved, every single goal that I achieved was backed by the strategies, the tactics, the timelines, the tools, and the resources to achieve that goal. And every single goal that I didn't achieve did not have the strategies, the tactics, the timelines, the tools, and resources to achieve it. So what does that tell me that I can impart and share with you? Number 1, a goal without a clear plan is really not enough to make it happen. And so what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks for my own personal goals, for the goals with my wife, for the goals with my team for NeuroGym, is we have been breaking down every goal that we are committed to achieving, not that we want to achieve, that we are committed to achieving, and we are drilling down with exactly how we're going to achieve it. And here's what is really critical. I have a theme, and that's around slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Let me explain. I tend to go fast. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on. And for some things that works, and for other things, it just doesn't work. And so I am going to be focusing on slowing down to get all the plans, systems, processes in place so that we can actually pick up speed instead of let's go and figure it out along the way. So for you, why not maybe adopt, my theme for at least a month, slow down to pick up speed, and take every one of your goals for this quarter and slow down enough to ask yourself, how am I going to achieve that goal? Whether it's a health goal, relationship goal, career goal, business goal, financial goal, how are you going to do it? And come up with your plan. And it doesn't matter if your plan is, simple or complex, but come up with your plan and then take that plan and put it into your calendar and then work your plan every day, every week, every month, every quarter. And then adjust on a regular basis. Many of you know that I take about 15 to 20 minutes every morning to look at my plan for the day, my appointments for the day, the outcomes for the day. I take about 20 to 30 minutes every Sunday night to review my week and to plan the following week. I take about 2 to 3 hours every month to review the month. And then I take a day every quarter to review the quarter. Why? Well, imagine that we were on a boat on the water over there, and we were going from here in San Diego. Let's say we were going to the South Pacific Islands. We'd pick our destination, and then we would check, are we on track or are we off track on a regular basis? And maybe there's a GPS system on the boat that tells us, you're heading in the right direction or you're not heading in the right direction, and making some auto corrections. But there's also the captain, right, making adjustments based on the wind, the temperature of the water, the waves, etc. So why not become the captain of your own ship with your destination, the points you're going to achieve along the way, and a bunch of points in between to check and balance, check and balance, check and balance, check and balance. The more frequently you check and balance, are you on track or off track, doing the right things or not, the more you can predict whether you're going to achieve your goals and dreams.
Rule number 4, learn to adapt.
Good morning, guys. I got another story from Les Brown I want to share today. This is related to fear. We're talking about fear. We're working on our fears every day, trying to overcome them. Well, he shares a story where there was a gentleman who would be daily walking by, and there was a dog there that would always chase him, and it was intimidating to him. He was afraid of this thing. He would run away from it. And this made me laugh when Les Brown ended the story by saying that once the man realized, when he went close to it and realized when it was barking at him that it had no teeth, he was the one that became empowered and then, shooed the dog away and overcame that fear. So sometimes the point is, sometimes our fears are not even close to what we think they really are. There's no teeth in them. And so I love this story. It makes me laugh, and I hope we use it as we live, laugh, and love our way to infinite mind wealth. There may be no teeth in your fears. Have a great day, everybody.
I have a couple theories about relationships that I think are really important, and I use the same exact principles with my life. First of all, I will never work in a relationship, and I don't think anybody should work in a relationship. I think if you're working in a relationship, something is not clicking, something is not right. But if you bring your best, and the person that you're with brings their best, and you celebrate your life together, then there's constructive interference, there's growth, there's energy. If you're not at your best and you show up, more than likely you're going to pick someone or something apart, and it's better that you remove yourself for a period of time and get back into your heart and present yourself at your best. And so if you're not there and you need a mirror or a reflection, then it's good to ask, am I missing something? Am I not seeing myself in some way? And then there's a healthy conversation when you invite it. But if you're not invited to contribute your opinion, then it's better off that you don't. So people always say, I want a loving relationship, but what they really want is happiness, really.
Need motivation?
Watch your top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because you are probably the most ambitious person in your circle.
But you know you're capable of more. And you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best.
So today, let's learn from one of the best, Joe Dispenza, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy.
So we do these meditations to create love in our lives, and it could be love in familial relationships with your siblings, it could be with your parents, it could be with your friends, or it could be with a significant other. And so if thoughts are the electrical charge in the quantum field, and feelings are the magnetic charge in the quantum field, and how you think and how you feel broadcasts an electromagnetic signature that influences every single atom in your life. The thought sends a signal out, and the feeling is the magnetic field that draws the event back to you.
Right.
So if you're not in a place where you're in love with life, or in love with yourself, or practicing diminishing your emotional reactions to certain people or conditions in your life, and you're living in anger or hostility or judgment or fear, and you want a loving relationship, there is no magnetic field for you to draw that to you. And in fact, if you say to me, well, it's that person or that circumstance that's caused me to feel this way, then I would say, I mean, that person or that circumstance is controlling the way you feel and the way you think. And anything that controls the way we feel and the way we think, we are victims to, right? So most people are unconsciously responding to the conditions in their environment, experiencing emotions that are derived from the hormones of stress. Those emotions cause us to feel separate from our dreams. They heighten our senses, so if we can't see them, it doesn't exist. The threat or the danger puts us in emergency mode, and we can think positively about the relationship we want. We could send the signal out into the field. We could have pictures. We could remind ourselves of what it is. But if you're not drawing the experience back to you, because your response to the environment is actually weakening your organism, it's weakening your response, is actually weakening the body, then you will be, as a victim, more vulnerable to the conditions in your environment, whether large or small. And I'm talking about microorganisms as well. So if you wanted a true relationship where it was fundamentally based on this concept called love, now let's talk about that, because we practice this a lot in the work that we do. If you could truly begin to practice trading those survival emotions every day for elevated emotions, and you practiced opening your heart, it's a skill that has to take place where you move out of survival.
Rule number 2, live in the present moment.
Most people die because they're in a genetic program that if you were truly living completely in the present moment, all of your attention and energy were in the present moment, then you would be out of the program. Yes or no? Yes. Where are you? I didn't want to lose contact with you. So it would make sense then that when your body is programmed into a predictable future based on what you've did in the past, then it's almost like a predetermined destiny. Yes or no? Yes. Another way to say it is you're rushing to your death. I don't know how else to say that. You get it? So imagine, as I said all week so far, the genes that have been signaled, and certain genes are more hardwired than others. And when you notice that tendency when you're at home and you want to get up and start your day and you got emails and you just go, oh, wait a second, and you come back to the present moment, that's unnatural. That goes against the program. And people lose their free will to a program, and all of a sudden now, the will is getting greater than the program. And they're literally changing a line of time. That's what we're doing. Are you with me still? Come on. Yes. So there's not a lot of evidence that shows that people can be immortal, and yet there's an immortal gene. Cancer cells have the immortal gene signaled a lot of times. So then your will to live has to be greater than your fear of dying. Are you with me still? So then if there's an immortality gene, then on some level it has to be selected and instructed. Yes or no? Yes. And there are fables, whether you believe them or not, historic figures, charismatic leaders, spiritual beings that have overcome death. Are you with me still? Now I'm sure, here we go, my mother's gonna love this. I'm sure that Jesus, you know, the night before his crucifixion, I'm sure he wasn't saying, man, I'm just not up for this. I got a headache, I'm a little anxious, I'm a little worried. He took it on because that was his initiation.
Rule number 3, define your future.
If you're not being defined by a vision of the future, then you're left with the old memories of the past, and you will be predictable in your life. And if you wake up in the morning and you're not being defined by a vision in the future, as you see the same people and you go to the same places and you do the exact same thing at the exact same time, it's no longer that your personality is creating your personal reality. Now your personal reality is affecting or creating your personality. Your environment is really controlling how you think and feel unconsciously, because every person, everything, every place, every experience has a neurological network in your brain. Every experience that you have with every person produces an emotion. So some people will use their boss to reaffirm their addiction to judgment. They'll use their enemy to reaffirm their addiction to hatred. They'll use their friends to reaffirm their addiction to suffering. So now they need the outer world to feel something. So to change then is to be greater than your environment, to be greater than the conditions in your world. And the environment is that seductive. So then why is meditation the tool? Well, let's sit down, let's close our eyes. Let's disconnect from your outer environment. So if you're seeing less things, there's less stimulation going to your brain. If you're playing soft music or you have earplugs in, less sensory information coming to your brain, so you're disconnecting from your environment. If you can sit your body down and tell it to stay like an animal, stay right here. I'm gonna feed you when we're done. You can get up and check your emails, you can do all your texts, but right now, you're gonna sit there and obey me. So then, when you do that properly, and you're not eating anything or smelling anything or tasting anything, you're not up experiencing and feeling anything, you would have to agree with me that you're being defined by a thought, right? So when the body wants to go back to its emotional past, and you become aware that your attention is on that emotion, and where you place your attention is where you place your energy, you're siphoning your energy out of the present moment into the past, and you become aware of that. And you settle your body back down in the present moment, because it's saying, well, it's 8 o'clock, you normally get upset because you're in traffic around this time, and here you are sitting, and we're used to feeling anger, and you're off schedule. Oh, it's 11 o'clock, and you usually check your emails and judge everybody. Well, the body's looking for that predictable chemical state. Every time you become aware that you're doing that and your body is craving those emotions and you settle it back down into the present moment, you're telling the body it's no longer the mind, that you're the mind. And now your will is getting greater than the program. And if you keep doing this over and over again, over and over again, over and over again, just like training a stallion or a dog, it's just gonna say, I'm gonna sit. And the moment that happens, when the body's no longer the mind, when it finally surrenders, there's a liberation of energy. We go from particle to wave, from matter to energy, and we free ourselves from the chains of those emotions that keep us in the familiar past. And we've seen this thousands of times. In fact, we can actually predict it now on a brain scan.
Rule number 4, learn to heal by thoughts.
I think
closed. Breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. Well, the truth is, there's no ending. There's no beginning. Today we started, beginning like we always do, with our eyes closed, imagining going into the future. Only you can do that. Only we can do that. It's all possible through the power of our mind and our thoughts. But we have to control that mind and those thoughts. Because even they are not who we really are.